As you've mentioned, the MRO industry is facing significant shifts and everyone's grappling with how to adapt, which leads me to my customer use case. Before being introduced at MRO 2023, this leading MRO facility was equally facing similar challenges, more specifically around paperwork instructions, which can be inefficient and prone to human error, having fragmented applications for managing source files and support materials that can lead to disjointed workflows, challenges in capturing and evaluating their best practices or lessons learned, training limited to being in the classroom, online, or on the job, which can lead to inconsistent skill levels, and an aging workforce that's approaching retirement, contributing to a loss of their tribal knowledge. I'd like to paint a picture that's, I'm sure, very relatable to you that they shared with me early on. Imagine having a technician or AME and they are provided a printed work order. They then review this and gather other necessary documents like work instructions or the engineering technical instructions. They begin work on the inspection or assembly, but then they reach a step that requires them to gather more information or go to the engine manual. They now have to stop, walk over to their desktop, pull up the reference part or instruction, then continue on with their task. Now they reach a step that requires them to take a photo or make notes and take measurements. And they again have to leave that area, go find a camera, and then document this inside of their ERP. Repeat this process multiple times throughout the task, and you can only imagine the amount of time that's not spent on the actual inspection or assembly. Not to mention that these are probably experienced technicians or AMEs that may have created their own process that's going to minimize that downtime. Someone who's brand new will now more than likely take twice as long and have a higher probability of making costly and timely errors for both the facility and their customer, which leads us to where we are with them today in just a short amount of time. Next slide, Kartik. Earlier this year, they performed a time study for an inspection work order that was not performed by two brand new technicians. One technician was using the WorkLink app via an iPad, while the other technician used their conventional inspection methods. And the results were an astonishing 40% reduction in time using WorkLink, using the AR use case. As you can see on this image, the work instructions were carefully developed to minimize these challenges. The app allows for insets or reference materials directly out of the engine manual and allows them to capture the real-time data with built-in forms to capture those measurements or notes or any lessons learned or best practices. And as they ramp up for full-scale development, they're also expecting to see an upwards of 50% reduction in their cost of poor quality due to missed findings. The introductions of this initiative also increase the engagement between their technicians, engineers, and training materials and teams, as well as streamline knowledge transfer, providing a more effective training in a lot less time. One thing I want to mention and applaud this team for was their dedication to including all parts of their business in this initiative. Before dedicating to it fully, they polled the engineers and leadership on their interests, concerns, or any thoughts of viability of the technology. They received over 180 positive responses. And as most of you know, one of the major challenges of rolling out new technology is adoption. So involving everyone from the technicians to leadership not only reduced the resistance to the change, but it also ensured a more comprehensive implementation that was tailored to their real needs of the workforce. All of that to say, this facility and their hard work didn't go unnoticed because they were recently awarded the 2024 Innovation Award for their company. So what's next? This full-scale rollout isn't just about their implementation. They're also looking to build a cohesive ecosystem where every asset, process, and team member is integrated into a single and comprehensive framework. To ensure the seamless coordinated between maintenance and the broader business process, they would also like to integrate WorkLink directly into their ERP system. This connection is going to enable real-time data flow between the actual maintenance activity and operations, and allowing for better tracking of their resources, costs, and performance. Another key milestone in their journey is the soft launch. So we started off with inspection, and now we're in the soft launch of assembly work instructions. Similar to inspections, these AR work instructions are hoping to streamline the assembly process by providing a more clear step-by-step guidance to their workers in real time to help reduce those errors, speed up training for new employees, and ensure consistent quality in every task. Finally, as they continue to innovate, they're also in the discovery phase of their new use cases for facilities, and they're hoping to reduce production bottlenecks that interrupt the production workflow.